Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been like a week or so since we've last talked, and we do have so much to catch up on. And I think this conversation today is going to be mainly about friendships because I have learned a lot here recently. If you guys are not into videos where we discuss topics, then this is not going to be the channel for you because we do makeup tutorials as well as discuss real life topics, and they won't be separated, never. Okay, we're gonna do it all here because this is what makes me comfortable. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if this is where you want to be. If it's not, that's cool too. You ain't gotta be here, just move on about your business. But anyway, let's go. I'm using my NYX pencil. This is in the shade, I think it's black. Yeah, shade black. I'm going to use this to fill in my brows and then kind of just kick off this video. So in previous videos, you guys have heard me mention, my friendships mean a lot to me, and I I don't know, this topic and this conversation today is like super hard for me to have because I feel like I've reached a stage in my life where I've heard it several times, but for me to actually experience it was completely different. And it's nothing bad, it's just, you know how they say like sometimes you grow out of people or you grow away from friendships. I don't know how to word it, but that's what I feel like occurred with my friend, and it's like I'm sad and I'm kind of mourning it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and discuss it. And you guys know this is not a bashing channel. We don't bash people. We don't send hate. We just, we live, we love, and we move the hell on. Okay, if it didn't work out, it just didn't work out. So in my mind, I think I remembered my friend being different than the person that he was currently, and it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him or anything like that, so I don't want it to be taken that way. I just think that where I was 6 years ago was a different space than where I am now. And so how I remembered him was this way, and I think I remembered him that way because I was also in that space, and I assumed that we were going to, or we both matured, or we both grew from certain situations that occurred in our life, and unfortunately that just was not the case. I'm using a little bit of the NARS Cafe concealer because I absolutely love this concealer, and why not? If I'm being completely honest and transparent in this video, I think at a certain time in my life, like, I knew it wasn't going to work out because we had like a falling out, and we hadn't talked for like 4 or 5 years after this falling out, right? And I attributed, is that, oh my goodness, attributed it? Shit, I don't know. Y'all know the word I'm trying to use though. So I chalked it up as like us just being young, and that was the reason why we could, or we fell out at that point in time. And honestly, when Jesus removes people from your life, like, you really have to let them people go. I know it's hard, and sometimes, I know especially for me, I like to hold on to things a little bit longer than I should. Like, I know I should totally let it go, and I know that it's no good for me, but sometimes based on history and stuff like that, I find myself holding on to things a lot longer than I should. So I can't really remember the exact reason for our previous fallout, but I remember some things were said on his end, not directed towards me, but just directed towards like women in general. And I had an issue with the things that were being said because it was like, damn, you're speaking about people who, got kids, and, I have kids. Like, certain shit was just, it was just out of bounds to me, right? But again, I thought it was a maturity thing. We're going to move past it. It is what it is type of thing. But in being here, I think for me, and I'm just going to speak on me, like on what I do. I don't look down on people because if anybody knows my story, I was homeless. I just recently started making a little bit of money where I'm able to have extra and stuff like that. So I don't look down on people because based on my experiences, I know that God can humble you at any second. The things that you have today can be gone tomorrow. So I don't look down on people. And one of my major issues, especially if I'm going to surround myself with people or I'm going to call you a friend, is you have to have a like mindset. So you calling people broke and they only making $15, $16 an hour and it's just disgusting. Like at one point in time, I was making 15, 16 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I knew what that felt like. And it wasn't that, oh, I didn't want to make more money. It was just, unfortunately, I didn't have the education, the experience or anything else to get me a better job. Don't think for a second if a better job had come along that I wouldn't have taken that opportunity. So the fact that you're looking down on me is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm no longer in that situation, but I would never look down on people like that. So the fact that constantly calling people broke and this and it just, I don't care how rich I am. I don't care how rich I get. I'm always going to fucking budget. And that's just me. So that to me has always been a fucking problem. I can't speak to everybody's situation or how they were raised or the things that they've been through, but I can definitely say that some of the things that I have been through have molded me into the woman that I am today, and I don't regret any of it, and I don't, look down on it or, think any less of myself. If anything, I am very humbled to be here today, right? And so that just became a problem, but I try to look over it, like maybe this is a conversation that we can have because maybe he don't understand, and I told my friend, and once I get to that part in the story, you guys kind of understand. So I told my friend because she's like, if you guys are real friends, then I think that you should talk about it. And where I am in life is, if how do I explain this, if somebody wanted to change, they would be open-minded to the things that you have to say. At a certain point in your life, whether it be personal or professional, you learn, when somebody is not open to listening or open to learning. And I'm sorry, but I'm at a stage, I'm not about to waste my breath on trying to educate you or teach you on the things that are right and that aren't right. I'm just not going to do it. For me, for my peace of mind, for my sanity, is if I've mentioned it a couple times and you don't ask me how to get it better or, take heed to what I'm saying, I would rather walk away from you. That is just where I am with my mental right now. Like, a peace of mind is such an important thing to me. I will not lose that for anybody. I would rather walk away from you. Let's just do something simple today, nothing major. So I'm going to use this True Beauty little palette right here. I think it's by BK Beauty. Don't give me the line, but I'm going to use probably that brown in the upper corner, and I may use like this purple or something. I'm not really sure yet, okay? But yeah, back to what I was saying. So I am at a stage in my life where I don't want to go out every night. Like, I had my fun, and I am more so, I'm not going to say a grandma, but I would prefer to be in the house. It's too much shit happening outside, and I have kids to make it home too. So that's something that is super important to me. I don't want to be out in the club. I don't really give a shit about what's happening with the new kids on the block. I'm not really into that. And so again, we differed there. Now, I don't mind going out every once in a while, but my thing is I'm gonna go to lounges. I'm not going nowhere where people are rowdy, right? Because you go around rowdy crowds and then anything is liable to pop off because you still got hot heads. I am out of my hot head phase and I am into my grown woman phase, right? And again, just thinking that we were maturing together, and it just didn't happen that way. And I'm not saying by any means that I am perfect or I'm the perfect friend, not at all. But I will say that one thing about me, when I consider you a friend, I go all out for you. And I don't feel like it was reciprocated. I feel like a lot of my efforts were taken advantage of. And it's a difference between me doing something for you and you being appreciative versus it being expected. Communication is definitely key. I think I touched on that in my last video. Being able to communicate with your friends when you have it and when you don't have it is super important, because that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. You taking advantage of someone's kindness. And in this situation, and I'll probably elaborate in a few months, I'm just not really ready to talk about it too much in detail right now. but I do feel as if my kindness was definitely taken for weakness. And like I said, in this situation, I think I am more so hurt, more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I did consider you to be family, and when y'all know, like, my friendships with people, they are family because I don't have family, and so I feel like this one hurt me more than anything. Like, I'm disappointed. I'm not mad, but I'm hurt more than anything. And my friend is like, well, why don't you just try to recoup the money, you know? And I felt like if I didn't have it to give, that's one thing about me. If I don't have the money to give, I'm not going to give it. So it's definitely not about the money aspect of it. It has everything to do with, again, me feeling taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have given the money regardless, but, or I would have paid for things regardless. It's just the fact that I felt like it was not appreciated. And that's the difference. Like, when somebody appreciates what you're doing for them, that goes a long way. When somebody does not appreciate it, you get fed up with that shit real fucking quick. And I guess I will have to kind of like elaborate just a little bit for you guys to understand. So when it comes to friendships, I don't know, all of my friendships that I currently have, I don't know about friendships within your group. If you guys hear a lot more, I'm sorry. But I don't know about friendships within your friend circle or how you guys operate. But for me, like, when we go out, it's not standard, it's not expected, but it's just something that we do within our friend group. Um, so I'll buy around, they'll buy around, I'll buy around, buy around, and it kind of goes back and forth like that or whatever. So it just, I bought several rounds and then I wasn't even asked, like, hey, you want a drink? Just went and kind of got their own. So it was a lot of selfishness that was going on, you know what I'm saying? And I would kind of like play it because I'm not confrontational. As much as y'all think I'm confrontational, I'm not confrontational. Like, as long as you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Hold on, let me wait till this passes and then I'll continue. So, like, my warning shots of saying, hey, you know, what you kind of doing is kind of fucked up is me being like, oh, so you ain't even think to get me no drink? You know, playing it off, but really being serious. That's why I tell y'all, when people tell y'all jokes, sometimes they be really fucking serious. And it was like, okay, maybe that would have made a light bulb go off. Like, maybe I'm kind of being fucked up right now. You know, she done bought me like 45 rounds and I ain't really got her nothing. But I went back and got myself some drinks, you know. And that didn't change. And I was like, okay, you know. Then we went to a strip club. I guess I am gonna talk about it. Fuck it. We went to a strip club, and now mind you, this whole entire time, like, I didn't make him get a rental. I didn't make him get a hotel. Everything was pretty much on me. The only thing you had to do was bring your money down here to do stuff for your birthday or whatever it is that you wanted to do. And drove him all across town. Not once was it offered for gas. I've ridden to Austin with like one of my friends to like go spend Thanksgiving with her family or whatever, and I've always offered gas. Whether she took it or not, I've always offered it because I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you. What you need on gas, like you need me to send you some money, let me know. It is always good to offer it. And these are tips of just being a friend. If you don't know, now you know. These are tips of being a good friend. Whether the person is going to take it or not is not up to you or up for you to be deciding. It is always good to offer, right? Now, granted, I wouldn't have taken anything because whatever I do is from the heart. It's always out of love, but it's the fact that, again, you offered. I'm going to try to keep my eye like soft like this and maybe go in at the end with the black. I don't know, because y'all know I love me some dark shadows, but I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. This is the e.l.f. concealer, and what I do is I place it like on the bottom of my lid, look up, and then it kind of carves out where I need it to go, and I just fill in the rest. And it doesn't take a lot. You don't need a lot of this. You just need a little bit, okay? But anyway, so again, maybe it's because of the type of friends that I have that I've become accustomed to a certain, you know, friendship. I don't know. So prime example would be if we go out, if I drive, then 9 times out of 10, if there is parking that is required, then my friend will cover the parking, right? Or vice versa. I will cover their parking. And there is no debate about that. Like, it's not even discussed anymore. Just know when we get there, when they ask $15, $20 for parking, I'm already in my wallet. I'm already pulling it out. just common courtesy because you drove, right? So I know you're not going to take gas with me, but I can pay you in other ways. Or if there is no parking fee or anything like that, just know once we get inside of the club, I'm buying you drinks. Again, common courtesy, even exchange. You got us here, I'm going to make sure that we're good. May not be all of your drinks all that night, but I'm going to send you some type of payment to compensate you, whether you take it or not. You know what I'm saying? I've had times where my friends won't even fucking take it from me, and I've had to Zelle them. You know what I'm saying? Just send it off a GP, like no. Or I won't take money from them, and they literally, like, when I walked away, put it in my purse. Just an even exchange on friendship. And again, I don't mind paying for it. That's not the problem. The problem is I just felt unappreciated. So we went out for seafood, and the lady comes by and she like, is it one bill or two bill? This man didn't even reach for his wallet. Just kind of sat there and, again, just expected me. That's where it becomes a problem, is that you expect me to pay. I was going to pay for it regardless, but it's the fact that you expected me. We didn't have this conversation in the car or anything. You just kind of expected me. Now, again, friendship rules here. So y'all write these down or keep these in a mental note if you don't know. If somebody pays for your meal, it is proper etiquette to cover the tip. That is just a simple thing that you can do. If you don't have all for the meal, 9 times out of 10, your tip is probably going to be 20%. It's not going to be high as your food, right? So if somebody offers, even if they just pay it out, out the blue, just always offer, hey, can I get the tip? At least let me get the tip for you. You know what I'm saying? And if they say no, then that's completely different. But to not offer the tip, I think that is very rude and disrespectful. So he didn't even offer the tip. So I, again, played it off like, hey, man, you could have at least offered the tip on it. And he's like, oh, my fault, I didn't know. Not once reached for the bill, no nothing. So I'm just like, okay, this is starting to become a trend. And granted, we are from a small area, you know what I'm saying, in Ohio. We from Cleveland, and so Cleveland they are pretty fucking grimy. They some grimy ass niggas, and I get it. But I'm your friend, so don't be grimy towards me. And again, not everybody is aware, which is why I try to educate, thinking maybe, okay, the next time you'll offer something. So we go to the strip club, there is parking. And it's like, again, not a let me cover the parking. I've drove you all around town, malls, everywhere. Any sightseeing that you wanted to do, I've drove you. You haven't offered me gas. And then we get here and it's like you don't even want to cover parking. So again, I go in my wallet. So then we get on the inside of the strip club, and I was going to pay for both of us to get in. Again, I'm just that type of bitch, you know what I'm saying? I take care of my friends. Like, you hold me down, I hold you down. Me and my friends have always done this. Like, I may pay for us to get in. They may buy the first 2 rounds of drinks. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Even exchange here. So I was going to pay for us to get in, but they said that their card machine had went down and they didn't have no... they couldn't accept card. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, unbeknownst to me, he had gone into the gas station when we stopped for gas. He actually took my card and pumped the gas. Not say, hey, let me get you on gas. Like, took my card for the payment and pumped the gas. Whatever. So, unbeknownst to me, he had gone inside of the gas station and got himself ones or, some cash. Didn't say anything to me. So, I knew he had cash because I was like, do we need to stop at the bank? He was like, nah, I already got my ones. So, I was like, okay. So, I asked him because I knew he had cash. I said, can you go ahead and cover me to get in? He looked like he had a whole fucking attitude that I even asked him to cover. Mind you, I've already paid for seafood. I've already paid for a bottle. I've already driven you all around town. I've picked you up from the airport. You didn't fly into the airport that was closest to my house. You flew to the one that was an hour away. You know what I'm saying? So I've used nothing but gas. I fed you everything, right? And you haven't offered no gas, but you upset about a $15 copay? So we get in, the first thing that me and my friend do, because we always, let me tell you something, when we go out, me and my friend, and my girlfriend, we always gonna eat and we always gonna drink. It don't matter where we go, right? So the first thing I do when I get into the strip club is we order us drinks, right? Order us drinks, we sit down, go ahead and order the food. I asked him, I said, you hungry, you want food? He like, no, I don't want no food. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to eat, and I'm going to drink, because I can't do one without the other. I cannot drink and not eat. I will be fucked up. So I had to make sure that I'm pacing myself, right? So the food comes out, and then he eats some of my food, and I'm like, okay, you know, like I don't mind sharing with my friend, like this is cool. And this is not me in the moment being upset, because in the moment I was not upset. This is all like playback of shit that just kind of snowballed into this ain't gonna work. So at this point, they tell us again that there is a limit on your card. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. So I go to the ATM, I get the money out, and I also order my friend's food because they like, oh, it's a limit or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So I ordered her food just so we could meet the limit. And she like immediately, as soon as I finished ordering the food, she like, what I need to cash app you. You know what I'm saying? It's just common courtesy. So I'm like, nothing. Like, I got it. Don't worry about it. So we finished drinking. We're ordering drinks. Mind you, I'm paying for drinks. And then he orders himself a drink, but didn't bring me no drink back or order me a drink. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, cool. It's his birthday. Like, let him enjoy himself. I'm not really tripping. Then my friend's husband says, well, do y'all want hookah? I'm not really a big smoker. Like, I smoke occasionally, but I don't really smoke like that. So, especially not no hookah. Because I don't feel like it does nothing for me, but whatever. So he says no, I say no. So they order it anyway. And then it gets to the table. And he says, oh, well, let me hit it. And I'm sorry, but I immediately, like, I am territorial about all my friends. Like, not territorial, but like, we not about to play this game. So I immediately say to him, like, bro, you just told him that you don't want none. So that means that when it comes to the table, you don't get to hit it because you said that you didn't want any. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how that works? If you wanted to hit it, then you should have put in on it. That's how I treat my friends. And so I felt like, well, I didn't introduce you to like my friends here in Texas, and what I don't want them to feel like is, damn, he a fucking leech. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, if you, this is another tip, guys, write it down. If you would like to take part in or eat off of or smoke off of, you put in on that, or you offer how much can I sell you. If they say nothing, then cool, that's fine. But for you not to sell them anything, I got a problem with that. So they like, nah, are you tripping? You tripping, calm down. I'm like, no, y'all don't understand. Like, if you didn't want none, then you can't now say that you want some and not give them any money. Like, we not doing that. Okay, now I'm about to use a little bit of the black. I've been seeing the girls like kind of blend out like they black eyeliner, and it's been looking so cute. So I decided I was gonna try it too to see what happens. So we get home, and another thing that like bothers me, like if y'all know me, y'all know I do not fucking play about my kids. I play about a lot of shit. My money and my kids ain't one. Um, and so I had bought like a whole bunch of turkey meat because he said he liked turkey meat. You know what I'm saying? My kids like turkey meat too. Like if you would go to Costco, you know they sell like the little packs together. So I had bought a couple of those or whatever. You think he put it in our groceries? No. So my kid was in the kitchen and they were like, you know, we like turkey burgers too because they absolutely love turkey burgers. So he goes to only try to cook for himself. And I'm like, no, that's just not how we do. So again, I'm trying to educate him. I'm like, you know, when you see your family, like we move as a unit. So you cook, you don't just cook for you cook for everybody. If you're making a big meal, like if you got something small, I ain't tripping. Like, but if you're making a big meal where you have to take time to prepare it, yes, you shouldn't just make enough for yourself, especially when there's more than enough in there for everybody. Like, why wouldn't you make enough for everybody? So then that fucking pissed me off. So he had friends that were in Houston, and Houston's probably like a 3 hour drive from where I am. So I kept telling him, I'm saying, why don't you have your friends come and get you and y'all go partying? Because partying ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I go out once and I'm good for the whole month. I don't need to go out back to back to back like that. That's just, I'm too fucking grown. Like, I don't do that. I do lounges, but going to the club, that's not my thing. But again, he wanted us to go to the club, so I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'll make sure you have a good time while you're down here. But at this point, I think I had begun to get very frustrated and very annoyed with his presence, if I'm being fucking honest. So let me rewind. I'm sorry. Let me back it up. So the day prior, my friend had, no, let me back it up even further. So the day prior, we went to the mall, right? And he had been looking for these sneakers. He wanted these sneakers so bad or whatever. He had to have something. That was the thing he wanted to take back to Ohio from Texas to see what our sneaker connection looked like, which is cool. So I take him to the mall and this man spends $250 on fucking sneakers. Not that I care, not that I give a fuck, but you had already been down here 4 days, would just let me know that you had money this whole entire time to offer me gas, you had money to offer me food and everything else, and you did not. That's selfish. Now I don't like that. But again, I'm still trying to, be cordial, cool, whatever, and just be like, hey, it's his birthday. I wouldn't have taken the money. This is the thing. This is all about principle. I would not have taken the money. The issue is that you did not offer. Okay, I'm using some of the cafe under my eyes just to conceal all my dark marks or whatever. So he buys the shoes, and then that night my friend is like, hey, y'all want to go-karting? And I always go out with my friend because she got a daughter that kicks it with my kids, and it's just a thing to do. So I wanted to go. That's more my speed, He wanted to go initially too, I think, until he found out the prices. So I told him the prices because at this point I had already caught on, like, you expected me to pay. And that's not working for me, paying for everything. Because now I know you got some fucking money because you already spent this $250 on these shoes. So I know you got a little bit of money. We're not about to just keep on using my shit, right? You gonna pay for your shit. Not even pay for my shit. Just pay for your shit from now on. So I told him the prices, and then all of a sudden he changed his mind. He's like, oh no, I don't want to go, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, okay. So I wound up not going because, again, still trying to be a good friend. I didn't want to leave him by himself, but I really did want to take my kids go-karting. It was their spring break. So again, we could do shit that you want to do, but when it comes to my kids, we can't. So again, now that I'm looking back, boy, when they say hindsight is 2020, it is 2020. All of this shit is like, okay, these are the things that were adding up. This is the things that I had a problem with. So the next day, he's like, I want to go to a club. I want to go to a club. And I had already told him before he got down here, I probably got like 1 or 2 nights in me to go out. Like, I'm not a total outgoing person. As a matter of fact, like, I was more so scared to go out anyway because the club that we normally frequent had a shooting and 2 people were killed. So I was like, And it's not really a club. It's like a lounge. But that's like more reasons why I didn't want to go, because it's like, nigga, I want to make it home with my kids. Like, I don't be out here like that. That's not my thing. So he wanted to go. So we drive over there again. No gas money. He didn't pay for me to get in. I paid for myself. So I'm like, okay. Then I buy him several rounds of drinks again. And he continues to go to the bar and did not buy me not one red cent of drinks at all. And it was only $5. Alright, so this is some of the NARS New Caledonia. I put it on the back of my hand just to kind of let it warm up on the back of my hand before I apply it to my face. But yeah, that was the night that I was like, alright, I'm through with this. So then we get outside of the club because it's closing now. So we get outside and we're getting ready to leave, and there is a group of people taking a photo outside. Now, mind you, in the club, I had already peeped. His ass was fucking drunk. So I had already peeped that, hey, they was kind of throwing up some gang shit on some of these songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep my eye to the streets. And I pick and choose my fucking battles. It's like 10 of them. And they taking a picture. So I wait to kind of, allow them to finish taking a picture. I didn't want to just jump in. So he walks through the photo. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, if this shit would have went fucking left, nigga, I could have not made it home to my kids because you want to be stupid and walk through their fucking photo. Like, so on the way back on the freeway, we see this guy fall asleep, and he literally like spins out of control and almost hits 2 cars, and I felt so bad. Here he go laughing, and I'm like, that shit not funny to me. And the reason why it's not funny to me is because I gotta make it home to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't make it home, then they go to fucking foster care. and he could have spun out and hit us. Like, I don't think that shit like that is fucking funny. He's just dying hysterical. Again, me trying to have a real conversation with him and make him understand that, listen, I can't live the life that you're living and play these fucking reindeer games. That ain't in me no more. I got kids. I have a reason to be alive. I have responsibilities. I don't have time for this shit, right? And you thinking that this type of shit is a game lets me know that I can't really be around you. So then to further fucking piss me off, we arrive to my house. And if you guys know, y'all know that I stay in like an all black community, well, majority black community, and it is really, really quiet. Now, mind you, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning by the time we get back. We get back, we get outside of the car, and this man screams at the top of his fucking lungs in my fucking neighborhood, talking about he couldn't hold it in. Like, you couldn't have done that shit in the car. And this is what I mean about ghetto shit. Like, I am a fan of ghetto. I am a fan of the hood, but I also know that there is a way to have class and have decorum. And that shit right there, I won't fucking tolerate. I cannot fucking tolerate shit like that. Alright, I'm using some of the Maybelline in the shade 30 because I don't feel like using my good stuff today. So we're going to use some of the inexpensive things, and I'm just going to sit under my eye with this. So yeah, that pissed me off. And then if you guys are not new here, then you know me and my ex are still in communication. Like, that's my dog. He get on my fucking nerves, but that's my dog. So he came over because he's getting deployed for the next couple months. So he came over to say goodbye to the children. And I'm talking about, like, every time he was in the room, my so-called friend would just begin to act weird, like just doing weird shit. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you were just acting normal prior to him getting here, and then all of a sudden you wanted to act fucking weird. Like, he would completely stop talking. And I understood, like, the first time he did it, because like maybe it's a comfort level. I don't really talk around people I don't know neither, but it's like the second or third time he was over here, like, why are you still not, like, stop mid-sentence. Like, he would literally be having a full conversation with me and then just stop talking completely once my ex came around. And then he'd be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go in the room and just kind of relax for the remainder of the day until he leaves. And then once he left, he would come back out like nothing was wrong. And it was just like, it was fucking weird. Okay, I'm using some of my Sephora, and this one is in the shade, what's this, Sienna, shade 80. But yeah, he started making weird comments. And then, like, he started making, like, weird comments about my fucking ex and, like, my personal life. And I was like, what the fuck? So, prime example would be, like, because at this point, like, I'm hiding out. I'm hiding out of my own house. I know that sounds, like, really bad and really sad, but that's really what it had come down to, because I was just uncomfortable. So, I'm in my room, and he comes and he's at my door, and he's like, I don't know. I just didn't feel no need for him to be in my room, you know, so I never really invited him in. Like, I showed him my room, but as far as, like, him being in my room, like, I never felt a need for him to be in my space like that. So I'm in my room, and he comes and he stands at the door, and he's like, oh, it's a good thing I never, like, what did he say? It's a good thing that I never sat on your bed because you be having sex on your bed. And it was, like, such the most random comment I've ever fucking encounter, because it was like, what the fuck made you say that? Like, where did that come from? Because literally we weren't even talking about anything. You literally just came to my door just to make that statement. So it was so weird. And I think he knew, like, okay, you don't went too fucking far because of the look on my face. And so he eventually went to his room, and, like, for the remainder 2 days that he was here, like, we did not really talk. He stayed in his room the whole time. We did not fucking talk. So the absolute, like, final straw for me was, even after he made those comments or whatever, I was still trying to be fucking courteous. So my kids have been asking me for Chick-fil-A, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get them Chick-fil-A today because I didn't take out anything to cook, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them Chick-fil-A. So I tell them to knock on his door and ask him what did he want to order, to text it to me. He goes back in his room and he goes to sleep. Well, I'm not about to wait on you to get up, and nor am I going to beg you to send me your order. Like, I've already asked you to send it to me. So I go out and I get me and the kids Chick-fil-A, and I come back and he's like, he comes out of his room and he's like, well, where's mine at? And I'm like, you didn't cash at me? You didn't Zelle me, nor did you send me your fucking order. So what was I supposed to do? Just get food for you just in case? Like, no, that's not how that's working. And I think that was the last straw, because it's like, I'm not about to take care of no grown ass man, especially a man that I call my best friend. At this point, you treat me like I'm your bitch or something, like I'm just obligated to do for you. And that right there, that's a no for me. It's so crazy because I literally went from being super excited and super happy to have my friend from high school come down, and then to go to like, damn, when you leaving? Because I honestly felt like, and it was like a lesson to myself too, when when I cut somebody off the first time, it is best for them to stay cut off. And again, I thought maybe I was just being immature. I was young, but no, I see that there was definitely a reason that he was left, in that time frame. Like, I'm very sad, that it happened the way that it happened, but I don't have no regrets. I never lived with regrets as it is, but I mean, it is what it is. Lesson learned that sometimes you can't hold on to people from your past because they have not grown the way that you have. And it's nothing wrong with that. And it's not to say, he's not a good person. Just right now where I am in my life, this is not conducive to me. And my friend is like, you should, maybe just talk to him and see. And my thing has always been, when I get ready to cut somebody off, I don't need to have a conversation. I don't need to have a screaming match. I don't need to explain anything to you, because like, I know what you did to hurt me. You know what you did was wrong. And it's, people who are users, they know that. You did as wrong. And it's not anything for me to try to have a conversation of. Like, you can't. Being a good friend is within you. I'm not really sure that that's something that can be taught. Etiquette can definitely be taught, but actually trying to be a good friend to somebody, I think that is within you. And if he don't have it, he just ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it from me. And I don't like to have conversations. I don't live with regrets. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go, and I can cut people off with no type of regret or thought process to it, because I know I was a good friend to you. I know that I was a good friend. Was I perfect? Absolutely not. But my efforts and everything that I did for you, I was a good ass friend. So I don't mind walking away from you. If anything, it'll be your loss. It won't be mine. I think I know somebody's probably gonna be like, does this make you think differently about having friends? And no, honestly, it doesn't. It just probably lets me know that I'm probably like a little bit too old to be making friends. And maybe I should just stick to what I'm at. But no, it don't make me feel differently. I'm still gonna have a big heart, and I'm still gonna love on folks. Speaking of a fucking big heart, there is a video that I made probably like a couple months ago. And in the video, I said I don't like going to kids' parties, and I don't. And the girl's like, well, you should stay away from kids' parties, because I would hate to have my kid around and knowing that you feel that way. First of all, bitch, fuck you and fuck them kids, okay? How about that? Like, if you guys cannot have a sense of humor, then this is not the channel for you. Like, girl, ain't nobody really saying fuck them kids for real. Like, ha ha ha, it's a joke. I just had like I had like 7 kids over here last night. If y'all don't watch me on Instagram, you probably should, because I be putting it on my stories. But I had like 7 kids over here last night. I bought them all pizzas. I just look mean. I just say mean shit. But really, I have a really big heart, okay? If you gonna have your panties in a bunch, you not gonna want to laugh, girl. You gonna take me too serious. This not the channel for you, babes. And you should just move the fuck along. Ugh, I can't stand it. Girl, lighten up a bit. Lighten up a bit. Get you some dick. Laugh. Ha 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 ha. I swear, I was like, girl, chill the fuck out. I don't want my kids around you. Good. I don't want to be around your kids neither. Shit, you act like I just said I'm going to go around punching children in the face. Like, no, I simply said they have snotty noses and they be always trying to be around me. And I stand on that. Like, don't nobody have to be around your kids. I cannot stand people like that who feel like, oh, well, you gotta love my kids because I love them. No, I don't. You have to like and love your children. I don't. I told y'all, I don't even like my kids. I love the shit out of them, but I don't really like them, especially now in this era. Ugh, it's a lot happening. It's a lot happening, okay? You had them kids. Everybody don't have to like them. Girl, shut the hell up. Get off my damn page. Heifer. But I do have to shout out to my day ones too, because they be commenting all the time. I know Allie off the top, and then there's a couple more people that always comment on every single video. I just want to let y'all know I appreciate the fuck out of y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I probably wouldn't even continue to make videos, honestly, because I don't even know if I really like this shit no more. But here we are. Alright, I'm going to add just like a little bit of blush. I have not used blush in a while, so I think I'm going to mix like probably those two shades. I be telling y'all to do this, and honestly, I don't know what I be doing, but here we are. Here we are. Shout out to me having 15,000 subs. Like, that shit's crazy, okay? Because I didn't even know we could make it that far. We're at 15,000. Like, your girl only thought she was going to have 1,000, but here we are, bitch. Alright, let's go in and blend out our under eye. Because, yeah, we've been baking long enough, and it's time to out. It's time. So let's go ahead and blend all of this out. I'm using a little bit of my Fenty 450 just to kind of like not put a lot on there, probably like that much, and just go in and just blend it. That way it's not such a harsh demarcation line, but like we still get the under eye brightness. I don't know if that makes sense. Y'all know I don't know what I be talking about. I just be doing shit, you know, because it makes sense in my mind. I don't know if it makes sense in yours. You guys like my sweater? Kind of reminds me of like Bikini Bottom. It's a Walmart special. Love Walmart and Target. Oh my goodness, did I tell y'all about the American Eagle jeans? I went and got some. I got like 3 pairs. One of them they did kind of stick me on a little bit because it was like 50. It was on the clearance rack and then it rang up $50. She's like, what would you like for me to do? Return it? I'm like, no, bitch. Take it down to the $24. It was on the $24 rack. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm doing better with my life. But yeah, I got them and I absolutely love the fit. It's actually making me consider if I got the correct size, because in the waist they is kind of big, but in the thighs they fit. So I may have to go and get them, what do you call that? Somebody was telling me to go get like a seamstress to do it, like just pull in the waist. So I may have to go and do that. But I absolutely love them. So shout out to every girly that told me to go and get them. Y'all was right. Y'all was right. As you guys can see, I am trying to work on not using like really dark colors. I don't know. I'm working on it. It ain't really going too well. Well, today, I mean, it went okay, but whatever. Because I feel like you can't see this shit, right? Alright, I'm using the Morphe Chill Lip Gloss. I don't know if they still carry this. It's been so long since I've had it. I found that I really don't know what my passion in life is, and Oprah says that once you find out what you love to do, you'll be successful. And I don't think that I've really found out what it is that I want to do. Not saying that I'm not successful, because in my mind I think I am, but I just haven't really found out what my passion is. I don't know if it's makeup, if it's doing videos. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Okay, now this is a little bit of my dark brown. I gotta darken it up just a smidget. This color is just too much, so I'm going to go in with the crayon case. It wasn't pink enough. And I know I probably shouldn't be the one saying that, but yeah, it wasn't pink enough. It's a crayon case private party. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the finished look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, this video was not created to bash anybody. It's just kind of talking about my personal experiences and things that I've learned, and hopefully just to shed some light on how to be a better friend to people, you know. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, you know. And yeah, just kind of living life. Okay, another failed relationship, so sad. But anyway, I did want to let you guys know that the people who sent me this unit right here, Yolissa Hair, they will be sending me another unit, which is going to be like a wet and wavy type of thing, which I am totally here for, because I would love to just wet my hair and go. I don't have time for the extra shit that be going on, so I'm so excited. That'll be here, and that video will be uploaded next. And who's to say, you know, it might be some other videos, I don't know. But anyway, I gotta go. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.